Do you have mobility issues or suffer from memory loss? Well, the CRA may owe you a tax refund if you do. My grandmother uses a walker and has some mobility issues, and thanks to one form, she was able to get a huge tax refund from CRA. Let's jump into what the disability tax credit is and are you eligible? The disability tax credit, or the DTC, is a non-refundable tax credit for Canadians with prolonged physical or mental impairments. The key is that your condition makes life a little bit more difficult, not that you're completely incapacitated. And also, you don't have to be receiving other disability benefits to qualify for the disability tax credit. Some key stats about the disability tax credit. Did you know only 36% of eligible Canadians actually apply for the disability tax credit? That's a lot of tax dollars left on the table for individuals who don't even know they may be eligible. In a recent article, the CRA actually did state the disability tax credit is underused due to its complexity, lack of awareness, and unclear guidance from medical professionals. We've also noticed that the application process can be very intimidating for most people, and why they put it on the back burner or just don't do it at all. One thing I want to share with you is my grandmother's story of how she became eligible for the disability tax credit. My grandmother was using a walker or a cane on a daily basis, and this was really taking a toll on her day-to-day life. She went to her family doctor and asked, "Am I even qualified for the disability tax credit?" He said yes, and she gave him the paperwork and he signed it. The doctor also went back 4 years retroactively. So my grandmother actually got a tax refund for the years missed where she was already qualified for the disability tax credit. When you go to your doctor, make sure that the doctor puts on a date of when the impairment actually started, not today's date or when you're seeing them. One thing that was missed with my grandmother and her doctor doing the paperwork was there is one box that needs to be checked essentially for CRA to go back and reassess those previous retroactive years. That wasn't checked, and so it took a lot longer to actually get that tax refund. So when you're speaking with your doctor and they are backdating it, make sure that box is checked. And I'm going to show that right now. So you can see here, the section, if approved, should CRA apply this credit to previous tax returns? The answer is obviously yes. That's where you're going to need to make sure it's checked. For my grandmother, I think it took over 8 months to actually get the refund because that one box wasn't checked. And that was worth thousands of dollars. Another family member of mine, my grandfather, actually did qualify for the disability tax credit as well. His was based on dementia and cognitive decline over an extended period of time. The disability tax credit helped reduce his taxable income on an annual basis. It's a reminder that this isn't just necessarily for working Canadians or Canadians on disability benefits. It can be eligible for any seniors or people with issues. So, who can actually qualify for the disability tax credit? If you go to the CRA website, you'll actually be able to pull up the different chronic conditions that are eligible for the disability tax credit to begin with. You can see there's going to be certain things like mobility issues, memory loss or cognitive decline, vision or hearing loss. Now, some of these may not qualify by themselves, and you'll have to go to the website because it will actually give you a really good breakdown of what is eligible, or if there's multiple things that you have to be eligible. Now, how do you actually apply for the disability tax credit? There's 2 ways. The typical way we've done is by paper. Through paper, the easiest way is to go to Google and Google search T2201. So this form is going to pop up, and this is what you would fill out a portion of yourself and then bring to your doctor for them to fill out the other component. Part A is the part that you or your family member would fill out. Part B is where there's a professional medical practitioner that are going to have to fill out that component before it's submitted to CRA. So who can actually fill out the T2201? The easiest is obviously a medical doctor, but there are many other eligible practitioners that can fill it out depending on your impairment. So what you'll see here is there's obviously medical doctors, nurse practitioners. So there's going to be some of these practitioners that can only sign off on a certain type of impairment, but basically a doctor can sign off on any one of these. Submitting the application, how is that done? By mail, the doctor would likely be sending it in on your behalf after they filled out the paperwork. I would recommend always keeping a copy if you're giving the paperwork to a doctor, so you have one yourself in case there's any issues or it gets lost in the mail. You may actually have to pay a fee to get it redone. So the application process can be, as I mentioned, done one of 2 different ways. One is through online, To set it up online, you have to have a CRA My account in place already. Another thing to consider is time. Now, if you're submitting this T2201 or the application along with your tax return, it could take several months and actually delay your tax return itself. What we recommend as a best practice is submitting the disability tax credit form after tax season. This is going to really help avoid holdups with CRA. So, how much is the disability tax credit actually worth? Annual tax savings can be anywhere between $1,200 to $2,000. It helps reduce the overall income tax owed on your tax return. As I mentioned earlier, it can be claimed retroactively for up to 10 years. Another thing to consider, if you have low taxable income right now and you don't actually need the non-refundable tax credit offered by the disability tax credit, that's a mouthful, it can be transferred to your spouse or a caregiver like your child, for instance. If you're eligible for the disability tax credit, you may also be eligible for the Registered Disability Savings Plan, or the RDSP. So final thoughts on the disability tax credit. The disability tax credit has done so much for my family, and I really do want to make sure that you're able to take advantage of these benefits as well. You don't have to be bedridden to qualify for the disability tax credit. And remember, only 36% of eligible Canadians are taking advantage of the disability tax credit. Don't be part of that 64%. If your daily life is impacted from a long-term condition, it's a no-brainer to apply. Don't miss out because of paperwork uncertainty. We would love to be able to help you out through the process. If there's any questions or anything we can do to help walk you through that process, by all means, give us a call. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next video. Hey there. Thanks again for watching this video. If you want to watch more videos like this, subscribe to our channel where we're going to be releasing new videos constantly with burning questions our clients have or what's happening in the world or educational. If you want to learn more about Rank and Rice Wealth Management and the services that we offer for our clients, go to our website. We'd love to set up a call and see if we can help you on your financial journey.